Greetings. I'm begin by apologizing for keeping away for so long. My reason is that I've been busy with the production of my movie, my debut movie, iBad. Fortunately, I was able to go to complete it. It is now showing at the Silverbird Cinemas in Accra Mall, and then the West Hill Malls. Both of them are in Accra. So please, if you are in Accra, try to go and watch my debut movie, iBad. This is the cap. I'm wearing it here. Okay. Um, Apologies for keeping away. That done. I'm going to this week. We're going to discuss a very embarrassing situation that happened between Nigeria and the United States of America. It is unfortunate, especially for those of us who are students of geopolitics, who follow geopolitical developments with very keen interest. It is both fortunate and very sad to see Nigeria in this situation. We now have a situation where Nigerians are shaking on the internet, making a lot of noises and quaking because Trump threatened to go and bomb Nigeria. This is really unprecedented. A shame, a terrible shame. For a country that considers itself the giant of Africa. I mean, a few years ago, this would have been unthinkable that the United States would be threatening to go and bomb Nigeria. No, I mean, it's difficult to imagine, especially for those of us who are old enough to remember what we can only call the golden age of Nigerian diplomacy in the 1980s. And for those of you who are not familiar with the situation, there was a time when Nigeria was undisputed leader of Africa. Nigeria speaks for Africa. Under the regime of General Murtala and Obasanjo, there was this foreign minister called Joe Gaba. He was very dynamic. He was a colonel in the Nigerian military, but he stamped Nigeria firmly on the international diplomatic map. Nobody joked with Nigeria. I remember there was an incident over Angola. Gerald Ford, President of the United States of America, sent a note to Nigeria demanding that Nigeria should follow America to support the UNITA movement. What Nigeria told Gerald Ford was to go and pound sand. No, Nigeria doesn't take dictation from anybody. But today we have civilian democratic leaders with every manners of degrees in their pockets, and they reduced Nigeria to this shameful state. Let me recall an incident in January this year. Nigerian Foreign Minister Yusuf Tuggar wrote what I consider a very stupid article, which I replied him. I'm going to show the link to my rebuter. So a few days ago, my latest blog post, I called for his removal. This is what I wrote. Nigeria's Foreign Minister Tuggar must go. He is a monument to ineptitude and national humiliation. This is the beginning of the article. If there were a contest for the most clueless foreign minister in Africa, Nigeria's Yusuf Tuggar would take the gold, with the silver and bronze going to his heads. Yusuf Tuggar's reign at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is nothing short of a diplomatic tragedy. This unmitigated disaster has plunged Africa's most populous nation into unprecedented ridicule and irrelevance. In a vitriolic release in January, the man has the gall to accuse his critics of being ill-informed or disingenuous. As I replied him, one must wonder what they serve them in Abuja that makes our officials so arrogant, so intoxicated by the fumes of their own failure that they can no longer recognize the stench of national embarrassment they emit. No, Mr. Minister, we are neither ill-informed nor disingenuous. We are simply tired of watching Nigeria, the supposed giant of Africa, stumble from one foreign policy fiasco to another under your watch. That was my reply to him. I'll give the link at the end of this article. It is difficult to recall a period when Nigeria is so absent from the international diplomatic scenes. Let me give an example. Let me give some examples. Um, it was under this Tinubu government with the same foreign minister that ECO was disintegrated. Let us sink in. President Tinubu presided over ECOWAS. Under his watch, ECOWAS lost 3 key states: Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. What happened? These 3 countries have had enough of French interference, French imposition, French colonization, French oppression. But what did we have? Under Tinubu as a chairman of ECOWAS, with his friend, the former president of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, these 2 presidents, I call them plantation managers. I don't refer to them anymore as president because they're not leading anybody to anywhere. These 2 leaders decided to side with France. I'm showing you a picture of where Tinubu went to France and was embracing, what's it called, Macron in Paris. This was when ECOWAS was under severe existential threat. The president of Nigeria, who should be leading, went to embrace Macron. I mean, the optic was so disastrous, really. What message did Nigeria send to the rest of Africa? That we choose France over our own people in West Africa, especially. It was an embarrassment, really. And this thing happened under Yusuf Tuggar, who is still sitting down in Abuja, the foreign ministry at Abuja. I don't know why people, I mean, especially the so-called democratic leaders, why they're so enamored with our colonial masters. In my articles, I call them plantation managers because the only thing they do is to manage the colonial plantation we call countries on behalf of the metropolitan masters. They are not leading us to anywhere. Why should Mr. Yusuf Tuggar choose France over Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger? Why? Tell us, Mr. Minister. The second point is any student of geopolitics will recognize that presently the most important geopolitical organization is BRICS. BRICS, which started with Russia, China, Brazil, and South Africa. South Africa was a founding member. Nigeria was nowhere to be seen. Instead, Mr. Yusuf Tuggar and his principal, President Tinubu, they choose to be following Commonwealth, that relic of colonialism. How can any same person choose the most vibrant, the most important geopolitical organization over a relic like Commonwealth? In several of my articles, I've asked what exactly is common, what do we have in common with Britain? Apart from the oppression and the colonization and the brutal exploitation of our resources. And where is the what they talk about? The UK is a broken country. Anybody with eyes can see that. So why do we choose UK over China? No, these are questions we should be asking these so-called leaders in Africa. Why should any sane person be following the imperial organization that is responsible for our woes, instead of forming our own independent, charting our own independent way to our development? So we have a situation whereby Nigeria is not, they recently gave us observer, a partner or whatever they call it in BRICS. We are not a full member. Ethiopia, Egypt, and South Africa are members of BRICS. What happened to us as Nigerians? What happened to Nigeria? Let's look at the most pressing problem in the international affairs today. The genocide in Palestine. Nigeria's voice is muted. Nobody knows where we stand on Palestine, on the genocide going on in Palestine. But Nigeria is just absent. While South Africa is leading the international campaign as the moral voice of Africa, or as the moral voice of the global community. Mr. Yusuf and his aides are sitting now in Abuja shuffling papers. Or they can come out and tell us what they've been doing. Why is the voice of Nigeria, the most populous country in Africa, missing in these challenging times? What type of stupid diplomacy is Mr. Tuggar and is claiming to be performing in Abuja? What are they afraid of? Mr. Tuggar, what are you afraid of? You are really an embarrassment. That's why in my article I call for your immediate sack. Not today, not tomorrow. Immediate. You are a walking embarrassment. I know you are very good at insulting people, but those of us who are old enough know that there was never a time in the history of Nigeria that our global image is at this low ebb. I know that your principal, President Tinubu, is a vassal of Western imperialism. But you are supposed to be advising. Do you care about the image of Nigeria? Or you only listen to what your funny ears are telling you in Abuja? That you are doing it for no, you are doing a terrible job. You can commission any study to see what people think of Nigeria at these times. Thank you very much. Mostly I don't rant about individuals because I try not to keep it personal. But really, Mr. Yusuf Tuggar, the foreign minister of Nigeria, is a total embarrassment. It's shameful to watch Nigeria with this low esteem in the international community. That is my message for you today, viewers. I thank those of you who have been subscribing to my Substack, and especially those of you who have paid for your subscription. I know that times are difficult. Please keep on supporting us with whatever you can afford. And please, if you are in Accra, the movie iBad is shown at the Silverbird Cinema. We show you how you can scan and go and watch it with your friends and family. Take a few seconds to watch the trailer of the movie. I know you will like it. It's action-packed with a lot of big names in Nigerian and Ghanaian film industry. Thank you very much. This is the trailer.
But I want make una know say if una do so, una no go fit dey run this again o. Una no go fit rob, una no go fit sell drug, even ashawo sef una no go fit do. Yes!
Papi!
See them faces. Pretenders!
Rules na rules, laws na laws, papi o.
Never ever start safe. But that's where we were. Not to microwave am. Send them to
Thank you very much for watching this podcast. Until next time, I say, irrelevance.